This is the 4-inch classic Sonic figure made by Jazzwares. I don't have the 10-inch Sonic figure, which was considered to be their best work, but this is probably a very common figure that a lot of fans have. This is the Sonic the Hedgehog Nendroid set, the basic version at least. It doesn't come with as many accessories as the deluxe version, but at a price of $30 if you could find it in a collector's store, personally I got mine at Midtown Comics, it's pretty much the highest end Sonic figure that you could get at an affordable price. Considering it's an import toy, that's not too bad. Until today! This is the Sonic the Hedgehog Ultimate Classic Sonic figure, made by Tomy. It retails for $30, making it the exact same price as the Nendroid, and this thing has pretty much redefined what the best Sonic figure out there is. In my personal opinion, it probably surpasses the 10-inch one made by Jazzwares, because although that one has size, this one has things that even that doesn't have. Alright, so here he is out of his very collector-friendly box. Everything about that thing was very dismantleable. Oh, and before I get into too much, I just would be remiss if I didn't mention the very nice pixel art here in the backdrop. That's really cute. You know, you got the Green Hill palm trees, the sunflowers, the checkerboard rocks. Yeah, that all looks pretty good. They also have some of that really nice stuff to decorate the back of the box. You know, then even has a picture of Sonic. You know, reminds me of my wedding cake toppers. Okay, so the figure itself, let's get the ruler in, is to the top of his spine, 6 inches tall. So this is a big figure. I was expecting it to be 4 inches, but it's a full 6 inches. Which of course means he completely dwarfs both the Jazzwares figure and the Nendroid. Like, it's not even a competition. This guy is just huge. So yeah, so much for comparing him to anything else. The only thing, like I said, that could match it is Jazzwares' 10-inch Sonic figure, a toy that I don't have. But like I said, I've at least seen that figure, even if I don't own it. So I can tell you that this thing is probably significantly better. Alright, so I think the first thing I should do right now is give a breakdown of his articulation, because that is probably one of the big high points that anybody who is interested in this video is probably going to want to see first. Alright, so first, there's a universal joint in the neck, so he can nod up and down. He can look side to side, and if it takes a while to configure it, but if you can get them to move around, then you can get it so that he has an expressive tilt instead. When I got him out of the package, the joint was sideways, so he had an expressive tilt to his head, but I twisted it around to be a nod. And it took me a few minutes to do that, so it's a little bit frustrating, but you can make that go in all 4 cardinal directions if you want, but you're only going to get 2 at a time. I prefer nodding over tilting. He has a waist joint, which is ball jointed. Take a look. Yeah, you see? You see how they sculpted his stomach to be round, but underneath there's another layer? So that is where his waist joint is, and it has a little bit of ab crunch. So that's absolutely shocking to me. I can't believe that they did that. That's beautiful. It's the first time I've ever seen a Sonic figure that has a waist joint that doesn't sacrifice the stomach for it. Tomy, they're the first ones to figure it out. Even in my proposal for the Ultimate Sonic figure, I opted to just do an ab crunch without a waist joint. I never thought that they'd find a way to do both. I've been outdone. Universal shoulders go in all directions. Universal elbows. The plastic is bendable enough that you can get a good 90 degrees. There's a ball joint in the wrist, so it can rotate around and it can curl up on itself a bit. Universal hips, they go in all directions. Universal knees as well, and there's a slight ball joint in the ankles, allowing you to get a nice flat-footed stance. And the figure is not top-heavy. I believe the head is hollow, and he's made out of like a very vinyl-y feeling plastic, very durable. Like, don't leave this thing. Don't put this thing in. Don't stick it in the oven because you'll probably melt it. But it's super durable. Like, this guy, he's built tough. He can fall. You don't have to worry about him. He doesn't have like that. Like the Nindroid is made out of this harder, heavier plastic. And, well, he actually feels like he's made out of what the Jazzwares figure is made out of, but thicker. Like a thicker, better version of it. That's the best I could say. This figure feels good. I cannot really explain the tactile joy touching this figure. Like, it's just, this is a good toy. Good. And he comes with this little manual that explains all of his extra bits and how those extra bits work and what he looks like with his extra bits. So let's not look at the manual and take a look at those extra bits. The first extra bit is a stand. It's based off of a patch of grass from Green Hill. They only did the checker pattern on one side, which is the only really cheap thing I can say. But, you know, like, I always had thought that the grass was interpreted as a checker pattern, not stripes. I don't know. Do I have to... let me know if you want me to adapt this into my next wedding cake topper or if you prefer the checker pattern. But yes, that is a lid. And inside of the lid is a storage place for all of his bits. So let's take a look at those bits. Okay, so you have a pair of eyes looking to the left, a pair of happily closed eyes, and a pair of eyes looking to the right to go with the default expression has him looking straight ahead. He has a stern mouth chin. Then he has a big happy smile chin. And he has like a, I don't know, a whistle or blowing or ooh mouth. And again, the default one is a basic smile. He has alternate hands. He has a pointing hand. He has a hand for holding things. And he has an open gesturing hand. And he does indeed have these for both the left and right. So that's already way more than my Nindroid set came with, because my Nindroid set came with one extra set of hands and no extra faces. Of course, I know the deluxe Nindroid set did have extra faces and more hands, but then they also was way more expensive than this. There's also an articulated arm and a shorter articulated arm, an articulated nubbin. So all of these things can be used to alter Sonic's look. But of course, what good is an altered look if he doesn't have anything to interact with? So we have a ring. It's painted a very vibrant shade of yellow. And a chili dog. I love the fact that he came with a chili dog. Yes, I remember, like, the fact that Sonic loves chili dogs is something they introduced in the American cartoons made back in 1993, The Adventures of Sonic and the Sad AM cartoon. They didn't even get introduced into the video games properly until Sonic and the Black Knight for the Wii. But ever since Sonic chomped down his first chili dog in Sonic and the Black Knight, it's been the official part of the video games canon as much as it was for the cartoons and the comics. So, yes, we have a chili dog, which is officially an accessory for a Sonic toy, and that is just awesome. Alright, quickly looking at the base again, we can see that it has 4 holes, and these holes are the perfect size and shape for the armature to go in. The armature goes in quite easily, and it rotates around, and you know, like, at this point, it if you've ever had a Figma or a Figuart, then you pretty much know, whoa, that is practically invisible, isn't it? But yes. Yeah, that's how it works. And the shorter one is the perfect display height for the gold ring to be hovering just above the ground. Let's get Sonic back in here again. So we can show him standing with a ring. And let's reposition that camera. Yeah, that looks good, right? You can also put the ring off to the side like this. And Sonic has a hole in his back, which the armature easily goes into, just like this. So using that armature, you can have Sonic do exciting sky jumping poses. Haha! Fun, whimsical, lovable. This is so fantastic in every way. Alright, so swapping out his expressions is very simple. All you gotta do is gently pull them off. They are not in there too hard, and whoop, 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 there we go. They're held in with a series of little pegs. Yeah. You can, if you look deep inside, you can see the 4 screw holes. So it's a pretty simple task. All you gotta do is slide in the new set of eyes. Boink. And then slide on a new mouth. Let's put on this one. And just like that, you have a spooked Sonic looking off to the side while jumping. The hands are pretty easy to swap out as well. Like I said, they are ball joints. So you just like pop it off just like that. And take a look. You can see that it is a simple ball, and the cuff is separate from the arm. Let's stick on a holding hand. Yep. Okay, I'm a little bit clumsy on camera. Let's do a quick jump cut. And there we have Sonic blowing on his chili dog because it's too hot to take a bite into, as he casually reaches for a ring, but he's not really paying attention because he's looking at his chili dog. Like, this is so cute. And like I said, it is solid. I've never had a Sonic figure stand this solidly before. Tomy perfectly balanced it. Like Sonic figures always have an issue with being top heavy, even if you limit articulation. This one has an above average grade of articulation, even more than any of the Jazzwares figures ever had, and it is the most rock solid stander yet. They perfectly balanced everything about this figure. I'd really like to see them do something like this in the for modern Sonic. Actually, if this is regular Sonic, modern Sonic would probably be closer to 8 inches tall, which means that it would be a superposer size. I would love to see if Tomy can make a superposer that isn't a brittle, floppy mess like the superposer Sonic made by Toy Island and then later rebooted by Jazzwares. So yeah, the holding thing hand, you just kind of wedge the chili dog in there. It's a pretty simple affair with that. I do believe the holding thing hand is too big for the ring. Although I suppose if you put a... Let me think of something. And that's the secret. His right hand is made to hold the ring, his left hand is made to hold the chili dog. So there you go. If you want, he can hold both of his accessories at the same time, which is really nice. I like how they actually compromised and gave him, like they didn't have a specific chili dog holding hand. Well, actually, yeah, they did make a specific chili dog holding hand and a ring holding hand, instead of trying to half-ass it with a generic holding thing hand that you'd have to wedge both weapons into, and like one would be too big and it wouldn't want to go in, and the other would be too small and would keep falling out. Nope, they just made a hand that would be ideally suited for holding either accessory, which is pretty good. So let's just take a quick look at all the different facial expressions you can make by swapping out just certain things. This one's laughing hysterically at something that he's pointing at. This one just took a hit and lost all of his rings. This one just smells something really nasty. And of course we have that iconic waggling one finger while looking at you from his best angle. This is the one where if you want his smile to be in the center of the frame whilst his eyes are, looking at the camera still. Because, with the straight ahead ones, his mouth is always to the side. There is not a single doubt in my mind that Tomy has absolutely hit it out of the park. This is, without a doubt, the greatest Sonic the Hedgehog figure that's ever been made by any company. The only minor flaw I might throw around is maybe some of the joints are a bit obvious, particularly the knees there, that kind of pinch off a bit too much. But aside from that, there's really nothing I can say negative about this figure. It is pretty much everything that we ever wanted in a Sonic figure. I mean, the only other thing I could say is, like, what does he scale with? He's a 6-inch tall Sonic, and there's really nothing I can stand a 6-inch tall Sonic next to. If they release a 6-inch tall Mario, I could have him there, or now I want Tomy to make more of these so that I could have a different character to stand next to him. Oh God, they had their tendrils on me. So after the lackluster comic 2-packs with Tails and Metal Sonic, this is a huge improvement. And I'm actually really happy that Tomy got the license now, because this makes the whole thing worth it. Like, it really does. Alright, so get this figure. I found mine at GameStop. He's $30. And so yeah, guys, hit up your GameStops. Use a store locator to see which ones have it in stock, because that's how I found mine. I went to 4 GameStops, then I did the search on their GameStop website, and I found out that the one GameStop that I live close to but never actually checked was the one that had it. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, get him! He's awesome, he's perfect, he's the greatest Sonic figure ever made. This is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.